Good morning, Your Honor.
Morning.
Good morning, Your Honor. This is a Spanish interpreter. May the court confirm with the jail if there's any Spanish speakers requiring the interpreter? Doesn't show any in my list.
Hold on. Dale, is there any defendants who need a Spanish interpreter?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I don't know if any victims needed any. All right. Used available. Thank
Sorry, Your Honor, you're cutting off.
interpreter is excused, but be available in case we need you. There's victims appearing. I don't know if they need a Spanish interpreter.
Okay, yeah, of course, I'll be available.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
This is saying there's a whole bunch of people on. I don't know who these. What is your full name, sir?
Oscar Lee's third.
All right, looks like you're charged with aggravated shoplifting, allegation of prior convictions of shoplifting. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, a plea of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor regarding their bond recommendation, and then I'll hear from your attorney. County attorney?
Yes, Your Honor. Jennifer Smith on behalf of the state. Good morning, Your Honor.
Yeah.
The state's recommendation was for $2,500 plus pretrial services. This is based on the 5 prior felony convictions and the pending felony conviction. Although it is noted that the state could have done a no bond, we took notice to the fact that the crimes alleged in this particular incident involved the taking of food, edible items. So for that reason, the majority of the bond was based on the defendant's criminal history. And thank you, Your Honor. That was it.
Defense counsel?
Yes, Your Honor, given that Mr. Elias has a superior court hold, I would ask for a nominal bond for time credit purposes.
Mr. Elias, your bond is set at $2,500. Do not go back to the store locations. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set February 4th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. You're excused. Thank you.
Yeah.
What is your full name, please?
Nathan Antonio Ayon.
Hold on a second. All right, so Mr. Anyon, it looks like you had a warrant for your arrest that the jail found for a shoplifting charge from September 28th of 2025. I am going to quash the warrant, enter plea of not guilty. Sir, you have to appear in court. If you don't appear in court, warrants issue for your arrest. Your next court date is going to be in Justice Court, February 4th at 8:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you don't, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are.
Yes.
Oh, also, hold on a second. You also had warrants for your arrest at a city court. Let's see. You picked up a new charge for drug paraphernalia from January 24th, 2026. And a assault charge disorderly conduct from January 2nd of 2026. I guess you were already seen on that one. And then you have 23 other files in city court that are in warrant status. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty to all the charges, appoint the city public defender's office to represent you in all those charges. Your bond is set at $2,000 in your city court case. Your next hearing date's going to be on, let's see, February 2nd, 2026 at 1:45 PM. And your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. Your excuse, sir.
Excuse.
Taviera.
What is your full name, please?
Maria Carolina Chavera Baron.
All right. You are charged with 1 count of domestic violence disorderly conduct and an inner plea of not guilty. I will release you, ma'am. Make sure you make your court dates. Don't pick up any new charges. If you don't appear on your next hearing date, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Your next hearing date is going to be in Justice Court, February 4th at 10:30 a.m. As I said, if you don't appear, a warrant will issue. You're excused. Thank you.
Your Honor, next one on the list, Murillo, isn't it ready yet? Can we get down to Rodriguez?
That's fine.
Rodriguez? Yeah.
Then we'll see Torren Diaz too at some point, right?
Good, Your Honor.
All right. What is your full name, sir?
John Adrian Rodriguez.
All right, looks like you're charged with a DUI charge and a domestic violence assault charge. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. Hold on a second. Let me look at something. There is a victim present, Elizabeth Rodriguez. Did you want to be heard on this case?
You talking to me?
No, I'm talking to a victim in this case who wanted to appear. Sorry? Ms. Rodriguez, you need to hit *62 to be heard on this case. Ms.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay. I was just hoping that the judge would hear me out with this. We were both drinking, and I'm really hoping that he doesn't get long-term consequences. Because
No, ma'am,
we were
whether you
both
want-
living.
Hold on, I just need to know whether you want to have him released or not released.
I would like him to be released.
All right, you can talk to a prosecutor about your case at the next hearing date. The next hearing date, Mr. Rodriguez, is going to be, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. Your next hearing date is going to be in Justice Court, February 4th at 10:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you don't, a warrant will issue for your arrest. And do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. You understand, Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, ma'am, did you want anything else to be said about the case at this time?
Everything else will go to the prosecutor, you said, so just talk to them?
Yeah, you can talk to the assigned prosecutor for this case. It'll be a prosecutor from the Pima County Attorney's Office, and you can talk to them about what happened and what your position is on the case.
Okay, I don't think I have anything further to add. Thank you.
Yeah, all right, thank you. All right, you're excused, sir. And ma'am, thank you.
Your Honor, I would like to advise you Diaz. Thorson has refused court.
Oh, okay. There's a public defender on that one. I'll ask their position in a moment. Hold on.
Murillo.
Yes.
Who's next?
My turn or your appointment?
What is your full name, please?
My name is Clint CNT. But my name is not Steven Marillo. They got me mixed up with some other guy named Steven Marillo, and that is not my name. They said I have the same tattoos as him too, and that I kind of look like him, and that's not me. They got me mixed up with some other guy. And I'm not from Tucson, Arizona. I'm from the reservation in Chinle, Arizona.
All right, Mr. Murillo. Look, well, first of all, they have you booked as Stephen Jacob Murillo. You're charged with criminal trespass in the second degree, shoplifting, resisting arrest with an officer, and refusing to provide your true name to an officer. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. And your next court date, I'm going to allow you to be released, is going to be in Justice Court, February 4th at 8:30 a.m. When you get to that court, there'll be a prosecutor there. You can tell them that the information you're giving me now, and they can look into the information. Because it looks like you told the police that your name was Clint Sins, and then they found out your name was Steve Murillo. But you can talk to a prosecutor assigned to the case when you appear at your next hearing date on February 4th at 8:30 a.m. Don't go back to that store location. You are excused, sir.
Jacob.
What is your full name, please?
Jacob Tyler Rowe.
You're charged with 2 counts of domestic violence disorderly conduct, 1 count of domestic violence assault. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney if you'd like to hire one. Police you on this case, and do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in Pima County Justice Court, February 4th at 10:30 a.m. If you do not appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
All right, you're excused. Thank you.
Claudia.
Say your full name, please.
Claudia Toisoa.
You're charged with domestic violence assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent. You could represent yourself in this case. Right now, I am going to release you. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next hearing date is going to be in Pima County Justice Court, February 4th at 10:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes.
All right.
So I could go back to my house.
I'm not imposing any conditions.
Okay,
So telling you, make sure you appear in court, and I've released you. Thank you.
thank you.
Walters.
What is your full name, please?
Sheila Marie Walters.
You're charged with domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. There is a victim present who wants to be heard in this case, and who is the person? And if you hit *62, you can be heard. Hold on, Ms. Walters.
I'm her husband.
All right.
She should not have been arrested.
All right. And what's your position regarding release?
She could be released.
All right. Anything else?
She could be released. No.
All right. Ms. Walters, I'm going to release you on your own recognizance. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your next court date is going to be in Pima County Justice Court, February 4th at 10:30 a.m. Make sure you appear. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You understand?
Yes,
All right, you're excused. Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you,
Where
sir.
do-
You're excused.
Do I get the information?
Yes, sir.
What is your full name, please?
Morning, Kaminska Ilona Davidovna.
All right, you're charged with two separate counts of domestic violence, disorderly conduct. I'm gonna enter pleas of not guilty. So you're not supposed to be having any contact with Rosa Feldman. And I'm gonna order that you have no contact again with this person. You're not allowed to call them, text them, see them. You cannot go to where she's living. Do you understand?
Yes,
All right, I'm gonna allow you to be released on those conditions. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. And your next court date's going to be on March 3rd at 1:30 p.m. Make sure you appear in court. If you do not, a warrant will issue for your arrest. And you're not allowed to have any contact with your mother-in-law. You're excused.
may I ask you a question, Your Honor?
Yes.
So the contact was between me and my husband, outside
can't
on
tell
the
me.
property.
Can't tell me the facts of the case. You're
I
here
see.
to talk about like your release conditions, and I made a
Uh,
determination whether you should be released or not. So I am releasing you. I'm just letting you know that you cannot live with your mother-in-law. She can't, can't be around her. Do you understand?
I understand.
The reason is because she got an order of protection against you that was served on you on June 17th, 2024. So that's
And it was dismissed, Your Honor. I'm sorry, it was dismissed by her, a week later.
Ron, it was not. It was served on you. It's been in effect for the last 2 years. It does not expire until June 20th of 2026.
No, Your Honor, I'm so sorry, but it was dismissed in that June month and it has been dismissed. And I hope I would have a copy of the dismissal. It was dismissed in June of that year,
All right.
about a week later.
All right. So the records are showing it's still in effect unless you actually got a dismissal from a judge.
Yes, I did.
Otherwise, you can let the judge know in this case that
Because
was.
I
Just a
do
second,
live.
hold on. For now, you cannot have contact with her because when they did a records check, it's showing that the order of protection is still there. I'm not sure what's the situation is. You can go to city court and you can let file a motion or the prosecutor know that you understood that it was dismissed and you actually have a copy of the dismissal.
I do have a copy with this.
Hold on, let me
this
tell you what to do. You can let the prosecutor know that this order was dismissed, show them the dismissal, and that that order should, that condition that I've imposed today should be removed. All right, you are excused.
Robert. What?
What is your full name, please?
Robert Williams Souls II.
All right, looks like you have a couple of charges. 2 counts of domestic violence, disorderly conduct, a simple count of disorderly conduct, endangering the life and health of a minor, an assault charge, and criminal damage charge. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. Sir, I am going to impose a $1,000 bond because you've already got a pending domestic violence case involving Allison. And you were ordered way back when that case started, early 2024-25, not to have any contact with her. That condition of release had not changed. So you weren't even supposed to be having contact with Allison. So your bond in this case is $1,000, no contact with Allison and her mother, Catherine. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. City Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. February 2nd, 2026 at 1:45 p.m. is your next hearing date in city court. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Luis.
What is your full name?
Luis Carlos Tabanigo III.
You are charged with domestic violence assault, simple assault, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm gonna enter pleas of not guilty. Mr. Tamanico, I'm gonna allow you to be released, but you are not allowed to have any contact with Scott. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You cannot call him, you cannot text him, you cannot social media him. Stay away from where he lives. You cannot live in that home. I will allow you to return one time with a police escort to get your belongings. You will have to show the police officers this court order that I've signed today, but do stay away from him, sir. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
February 23rd, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. is your next court date in city court. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest and a new charge of failing to appear could be added to your case. So make sure you're making all hearing dates. You're excused.
Thank you.
Ricky,
morning.
What is your full name, please?
Ricky Ray Matthew.
You have new charges of domestic violence assault, 2 counts of domestic violence violating a court order. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. So, Mr. Montiel, I'm barely going to allow you to be released, but you are not allowed to have any contact with Stephanie. Do you understand, sir?
I do understand that, but he lives at my home. at the moment.
You cannot live where she lives. So if she lives in your home, you're going to have to find somewhere else to live. So you cannot have contact with her. You cannot call her. You cannot text her. You cannot social media her. You cannot go to where she lives. So if she's living in your home, you cannot live there. You'll have to find someplace else to live while this order is pending until you see the next judge to possibly amend that. If she moves out or she moves someplace else, then you can return to your residence. Otherwise, you cannot live where she is living. Do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. I'll allow you to be released. Your next hearing date is going to be in Tucson City Court, March 3rd, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. If you don't appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. I will allow you to return one time to the residence location to get your personal belongings with a police escort. So you'll have to show the police my court order in order to return to get your personal items. You are
Okay.
excused.
Thank you.
Public defender, number 2, felony Torsten Diaz is refusing to appear in court. Did you want to continue the matter or do you want to waive his appearance?
We can continue the matter for tonight's.
All right,
session.
I'll continue tonight. Diaz will be continued to tonight. Thank you. What is your full name, sir?
Your Honor, under our impression, we know it is as Jesus Havana Christ.
Is your name Shane Patrick May, sir?
We were born as Jesus Havana Christ, but our paperwork says May Shane Patrick. Yes, ma'am.
Right, sir, you're charged with 1 count of aggravated assault on a peace officer resisting arrest, 2 misdemeanor charges, 1 involving domestic violence disorderly conduct, 1 involving domestic violence threats and intimidation. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a right, a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this morning's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding their bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney and the Ms. Smith.
Yes, Your Honor, the state is recommending a bond of $5,000 plus pretrial services. This is based on Mr. May's prior felony convictions and the allegations in the interim complaint.
Mr. Defense Counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. First, I would like to make a probable cause argument for the charge of aggravated assault on the police officer. That is charged as a class 2 felony. However, under the statute, that would require that there have been a serious physical injury or a deadly weapon or dangerous instrument being used, and there's no indication of that in the interim complaint.
Ms. Smith?
Yes, sorry. Yes, Your Honor. If I could have a moment to verify that through the statute.
Yes, that's fine. The statute defense counsel, the officer listed it as 13-1204A8A. And it just basically says if the person commits assault knowing or having reason to know the victim is a peace officer, it would be an aggravated assault.
Yes, Your Honor. However, it's charged the class 2. That A8A, I think, would not be the class 2. It'd be a different class felony.
The officer signed his name, amended it. So, Ms. Smith? He just didn't cross
I
out.
apologize, Your Honor.
He just didn't cross out F2, but he did amend it and sign it.
Okay, Your Honor, we'd like to go with his amendment, and in addition to that, it still doesn't change the state's bond recommendation.
All right, the challenge to probable cause is denied. The officer just didn't cross out the F2, but he did cross out the main statute and listed it correctly in this case. So the probable cause challenge is denied. Defense counsel, any further recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. May has no recent failures to appear. He is a lifelong Tucson resident. His last conviction is from 2015. So in light of that, I would ask for release of pretrial services.
Mr. Mayor, because of your alleged prior felony conviction history, your bond is set at $5,000 plus release of pretrial services. If you're able to post that bond, if you're able to post a bond, you must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victims involved in this case. Your next hearing date is February 4th, 2026 at 1:00 p.m. Your attorney from the Public Defender's Office will be in touch with you soon. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you. What do I do?
City file 104. Yeah, he's next. You did? What is your full name, please?
Misty Lamb Wiggly Moore.
Right. Looks like you are charged with, hold on a second, not charged. Let's see. Where's my You have been arrested and accused of the crimes of unlawful possession of a narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date?
Yes, please.
All right, so the court is, I need to let you know also, I'm sorry, Ms. Smith, what is your bond recommendation?
Your Honor, the state's bond recommendation was based solely off the fact that the defendant scored an 6 out of 6 on the NCA FTA scale. And in addition to that, she currently has an active ACIC warrant issued out of Tucson City Court. So we would ask for the $500 bond plus pretrial services.
Defense counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Given that Ms. Moore is STEPS eligible, she has no prior felony convictions, I would ask for release of pretrial services.
All right, based on the state's statements, the court's going to set a bond at $500 plus release of pretrial services. If she's able to post that bond, she must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. And that includes if she's released, no alcohol, don't drink any alcohol, don't take any illegal drugs. The STEPS hearing is set on February 3rd, 2026 at 9 a.m. That is your next hearing date, Ms. Moore. Your attorney will be in touch with you. And since I'm holding her preliminary hearings February 4th at 1:30 p.m. And Ms. Moore, you also had some misdemeanor matters, a warrant case for a criminal trespass matter. And that warrant was from the criminal trespass from December 5th of 2023. And then you have a a case that's been pending. A warrant had gone out for your arrest for being in a traffic median on January 21st, 2026. And then you picked up a new charge from yesterday for criminal trespass in a third degree. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quashed a warrant. I will release you on the city court cases. Your next hearing date's February 13th at 9 a.m. in city court. And your attorney from the city public defender's office will be in touch with you. You're excused. Thank you.
Joseph? Joseph.
What is your full name, sir?
Joseph Damian Agnew.
You had a felony warrant for your arrest for charges from December 6th of 2024 involving two separate counts of aggravated DUI and a drug paraphernalia violation charge. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty, quashed a warrant. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you. The state's asking for a $500 bond in this case. Defense counsel, any objection?
Yes, Your Honor, I would just ask the court to give Mr. Agnew an opportunity to self-report to his next court hearing, which would believe would be his arraignment. This is a dismissed and refiled matter. It appears he was unaware of the summons and the warrant. And given that this case is from 2024, I would just ask for that opportunity for him to appear on his own.
Agnew, you have a prior felony conviction for a DUI-related offense. And it looks like you have a misdemeanor DUI conviction from 2016. I think $500 is pretty way reasonable. Your bond is set at $500 plus release of pretrial services. If you're able to post that bond, you must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. Sir, you are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your arraignment date is set for February 2nd, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. If you do not appear, a warrant will issue for your arrest. You are excused. Thank you.
Armenta? Yeah. Here, wait, you're up next.
What is your full name, please?
My name is Ernesto Vicente Armenta Jr.
All right, you have two separate felony charges. One case is a third-degree burglary from October 2nd of 2025. I am going to enter plea of not guilty. The other case was from January 24th of this year for, looks like you were arrested and accused of a crime of unlawful possession of narcotic drug. For that one charge, you may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, that felony drug accusation in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in learning more about the STEPS program for that one count at your next hearing date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Armenta, You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding her bond recommendation, and then I'm going to hear from your attorney. Ms.
Okay.
Yes, Your Honor. In the felony drug matter, the state's recommendation was $500. The pretrial services. This is mainly due to the fact that the defendant is on an FTA warrant status in two different cases pending before the Superior Court. In the burglary matter, the state is requesting a no bond because he is on release on those matters.
Defense counsel, any objections?
No objections.
Mr. Armenta, on that drug case, your bond is set at $500. Your next hearings, a step hearing, is going to be on February 3rd, 2026 at 9 a.m. Your preliminary hearing is February 4th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will explain, what the STEPS program is about, and you'll see a judge about that. Regarding the burglary case, you're going to be held without bond. You're not allowed to have any contact with the victim involved in that case. Don't go back to the incident location.
Does it tell you what it is?
Public Defender's Office is still appointed on that case. Your preliminary hearing is February 4th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will talk to you about your cases. You also had misdemeanor cases out of city court. Charge involving theft from January 24th, yesterday's date. Then you already had a pending unlawful possession of prescription drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia case. Regarding those two cases in city court, you'll be released on those matters. And your next court date is going to be set on, let's see. I'm gonna set your next hearing date. Let's see. Hold on a second. I'll set your next court date for February 13th, 2026 at 9 a.m. in city court, and your attorney will be in touch with you from the city public defender's office. You are excused. Thank you.
Your Honor, what was the date of the no bond hearing?
January 30th. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. January 30th at 1:30.
Thank you.
Clerk,
What is your full name, please?
Michael Leslie Clark.
You have been arrested and accused of the crime of unlawful possession of a dangerous drug. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS. That requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, this felony drug accusation in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Clark, you have a probation hold on you. And in this case, the state's asking for a $500 bond. Defense counsel, did you have any objections?
No, Judge, given that Mr. Clark has a permission hold.
Mr. Clark, your bond set at $500. You do have that probation hold on you. Public Defender's Office is appointed. Your first hearing date's called a steps hearing. It is on February 3rd, 2026 at 9 a.m. You will be seen in court that day, and then your preliminary hearing is set February 4th at 1:30 p.m. You also had a case out of Justice Court. There was a warrant for your arrest for charges involving criminal damage, shoplifting from December 27th of 2025. I'm going to quash the warrant. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty to those charges. February 4th at 8:30 a.m. is your next court date in Justice Court. I am going to release you and let Justice Court know that you're in custody on the felony matters. And let's see, you picked up a new charge in Justice Court for criminal trespass. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. Again, set your next hearing date, February 4th at 8:30 a.m. in Justice Court. And again, I'll let them know that you are in custody on the probation hold and felony hold. All right, sir, you're excused. I'll release you on that, the newest charge. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Renita David,
All right, what is your middle name, please?
Renita Clarice David.
All right, you are charged with aggravated assault on a police officer. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. You do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this morning's hearing. And I'm going to hear first in the prosecutor's office, and then I will hear from attorney. Ms. Smith.
Yes, Your Honor. The state's bond recommendation was $10,000 plus pretrial services. While the state acknowledges the defendant does not have any criminal history, the egregiousness of this offense should be acknowledged. The officers were there for a DV incident, and in an attempt to arrest Miss Renita, not only did she pull one of the officers inside of an apartment, but she also slapped him in the face and spat on him. And so for those reasons, Your Honor, we're asking that the defendant be held on the $10,000.
Defense counsel.
Yes, Your Honor, I would like to make a probable cause argument based on the aggravated assault charge. She's charged under the class 4 felony, which would require a physical injury. And so I would require that the actions that she's alleged to have taken against the officer do not amount to a physical injury.
I don't know if you got the amended report. Again, the officer amended it to the A8A that she assaulted a police officer.
Yes, I understand. It's just under subsection H, it says that it's a class 5 felony unless the assault results in a physical injury, in which case it would be a fifth class felony.
Okay, hold on. You were breaking up a little bit. Hold on a second. Let me look at the. So it's A8A. She commits an assault knowing the victim's a peace officer. So what are you making reference to?
Later on in the statute, under subsection H, it says
Hold on, say that statute number again.
It's the same statute. It's subsection H.
H is in Henry?
Yes.
So H is a state or municipal park ranger?
No. It says subsection H starts with aggravated assault pursuant to subsection A, and then it goes on to say about referencing law enforcement agencies.
Okay, and so what did you want to say about that?
It says that if it is a class 5 felony, unless the assault results in a physical injury, in which case it would be a class 4 felony. And that would be my argument, is that there are no physical injuries.
You're just again arguing the classification that the officer did not cross out. Is that correct?
Your Honor, I was just arguing that there was no physical injury. That was all.
But I see that she cited under 1204A8A, which is an assault on a peace officer.
Yes,
Okay, so what's your further argument on that? I'm
that
not,
was my argument. That was my argument. It's just that there was not a probable cause for the physical injury portion of it.
Ms. Smith.
And Your Honor, we can't fully know that. Also, I mean, the defendant spat in the officer's face. There could be resulting injuries from that alone, but it's charged correctly and the state's bond recommendation will remain the same.
The challenge for probable cause is denied. Ms. Defense Counsel, your statement regarding bond or no bond?
Yes, Your Honor. Given that Ms. Deason has no prior history, no failures to appear, and she is a full-time student, I would ask for release of recall services.
All right, Ms. Dazen, because this case involved a peace officer, I understand you're a full-time student. You actually had your scores were just a 1 on the CB scale and a 1 on the FJ scale. Your bond is set at $1,000. It's secured. And if you're able to post that bond, you'll be released to the supervision of pretrial services. Make sure you comply with any monitoring treatment they recommend. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol while you're on release status, nor are you allowed to take any illegal drugs. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is February 4th at 1:30 p.m. Stay in touch with your attorney and pretrial services if you're able to post that bond. All right, that takes care of your felony case. You also picked up misdemeanor charges as a result of this incident last night for a charge involving domestic violence assault, domestic violence criminal damage, domestic violence disorderly conduct. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I will release you on the misdemeanor matters. Do not commit to any further acts of domestic violence. Your next hearing date is going to be in City Court, March 3rd, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Just make sure you appear. If you don't, a warrant will issue for your arrest and a new charge of failing to appear can be added to your case. So just stay in touch with your attorneys. You are excused. Thank you. What is your full name, please?
Sherry Amber Marie Ellsbury Felton.
What's your last name?
Ellsbury Felton.
All right, looks like you have been arrested and accused of the crimes of unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date?
Yes.
All right, I'm going to hear from the prosecutor's office regarding her bond recommendation and then your attorney. Looks like she had a warrant for her arrest on another felony case. Ms. Smith.
Yes, Your Honor. I saw that too, where she had a Pima County Superior Court warrant. That's why the state is asking for the $500 bond. She's being held no bond on the other case. This would allow her at least some credit for her time, but also in doing so, the state notices that she has an NCA FTA scale of 6/6. And so we would ask for that.
Defense counsel, any objection?
Your Honor, may I have 1 moment to speak with Ms. Ellsbury?
Yeah. I don't know. Hold on. Just leave it there.
Your Honor, we have no objection to a $500 bond.
All right, $500 bond is set. STEPS hearing is set for February 3rd at 9 a.m. Preliminary hearing is February 4th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Public Defender's Office is appointed. Ms. Ellsbury, your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. Oh my God, I need Ms. Ellsbury back. She's got some misdemeanor matters. Sorry about that. Ms. Ellsbury, you also had some cases in warrant status out of city court. You had a drug paraphernalia from February 21st, 2025 that was in warrant status. You had a drug paraphernalia prescription drug from March 23rd of 2025 that was in warrant status. A possession of prescription drug paraphernalia from June 19th of 2025. And same charges from July 17th, 2025. All cases in warrant status. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. I will release you on the misdemeanor matters. I'll appoint a city public defender to represent you. Your next hearing date is going to be February 13th, 2026 at 9 a.m. And I'll let city court know that you're being held on the felony matter. All right, thank you. Your attorneys will be in touch with you. Oh, you just needed me to check that. Okay. Let's see. I'm sorry, what is your full name, please?
Guillermo Eduardo Gonzalez Frias.
Are you a junior?
Correct. Yes, miss. I'm sorry. Junior.
All right, looks like you had a fugitive warrant for your arrest out, where did they say it was from? Texas? No, Las Vegas, Nevada.
No problem.
All right, so I am going to quash that warrant. Nevada's asking that I set a bond of a $5,000 in your case. Defense counsel, any input?
I believe that if the future warrant is request a bond. For release.
All right, Mr. Gonzalez Frias, your bond is set at $5,000. The legal defender's office is appointed to represent you to help you with your fugitive warrant case. Your next hearing date in Superior Court is going to be January 29th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you, and then you can talk to that person about that situation. You also had a warrant for your arrest in some city court case for an assault charge, false reporting that's been pending since March 19, 2024. And then you picked up new charges of shoplifting, assault, criminal trespass from yesterday's date. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty. I will release you on your misdemeanor cases. Regarding that shoplifting case, don't go back to 4080 East 22nd Street.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'll let city court know that you're in custody on a felony matter, fugitive case.
I think that might be a mix-up because I never got arrested, so somebody had to have used my name.
All right, talk to your attorney about it.
Yes, miss.
Your next hearing date in city court is going to be February 13th at 9 a.m. And I'll appoint a city public defender on your city court cases so that they can help you try to resolve your city court cases too.
Thank you so much.
Right, take care. And your attorneys will be in touch with you. What is your full name, please?
John Gutierrez.
All right, Ms. Smith, he's eligible for steps still, even on that warrant case?
I don't believe he's eligible for the steps on the warrant case. I'm not 100% sure.
You just checked the box, so that's why I was just asking you. I know he's eligible on the other
Okay.
one.
I'm sorry, I might have duplicated the copy and with that,
All right, thank you.
check.
Mr. Gutierrez, you had a warrant for your arrest, a felony warrant for unlawful possession of dangerous drug, unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I am going to enter pleas of not guilty, quashed a warrant. The other case was new charges from yesterday's date for unlawful possession of a dangerous drug. I'm sorry, yesterday's arrest. You were arrested and accused of the crime of unlawful possession of dangerous drug, unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. For both cases, I am appointing the Public Defender's Office to represent you. You appear to be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS. That's from the charges from yesterday. That requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you being formally charged. For your newest charges, are you interested in learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date?
Oh, yeah, I guess, yeah,
All
sure.
right, I'm going to hear from the prosecutor regarding her bond recommendations for both cases, and then I will hear from your attorney. Ms. Smith, it looks like you're asking for $500 bonds on each case. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. The warrant request was for a $500 bond. And then in addition, the new charges, the state's recommendation was based off of the failure to appear history and the criminal history. I have nothing more to add than.
Any objections by the defense?
No, Judge, he has a superior
All right.
court hold.
Mr. Gutierrez, for both cases, your bond is set at $500. Public Defender's Office is appointed in both cases. For the charges from yesterday's date, your first hearing date is called a STEPS hearing. It's going to be on February 3rd, 2026 at 9 a.m. The preliminary hearing for that charge is February 4th at 1:30 p.m. And for your warrant case, your next hearing date is going to be an arraignment, February 2nd, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you to explain everything that's going on. Your excuse.
Oh, you as well.
That in, Sean?
What?
Marion Sean Laird Senior.
All right, you are charged with a domestic violence aggravated assault charge, domestic violence kidnapping charges. I'm gonna enter pleas of not guilty. I need to let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this morning's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding her bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney. Ms. Smith.
Yes, ma'am. The state is recommending a bond of $50,000 plus pretrial services. While we do, and this is based off of the defendant's, the charges. The defendant, of course, there's the kidnapping charging, but the impeding of the breathing, that, of course, Your Honor knows, increases the likelihood of a fatality in the future. But in addition to that, I know that the victim said that she wanted to have contact and wants him to be released, but there are some concerns for her own safety. Even the fact that she reports that there was no injury as a result of the impeding of breath. We do know that in other cases, even when victims have reported that there have still been injuries, blood clots that could loosen, things that may not on the surface seem to be an injury, but are lasting serious injuries. So for those reasons, for the victim's safety, we were asking for the $50,000 plus the pretrial services, Your Honor.
Defense counsel?
Your Honor, may I have 1 moment to speak with Mr. Laird?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor. So Mr. Laird has no prior history, no criminal history. He has no failures to appear. The alleged victim in this case does not object to release or contact. She also confirmed that Mr. Laird is employed full-time and confirmed that there is housing that is separate from the victim in this case. And so given those factors, I would ask for release of pretrial services.
Mr. Laird, your bond set at $15,000. Due to the alleged facts in this case, you are not allowed to have any contact with the victim involved in this case. Do not call, text, social media, stay away from that person. Do not go to where that person lives or works, commit no further acts of domestic violence, possess no firearms, If you post the bond, you will be released to the supervision of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitoring treatment as recommended by pretrial services. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol, take any illegal drugs, and you're not allowed to smoke any marijuana or be in possession of any marijuana. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set February 4th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you.
Your Honor, was that 1.5 or 5.0 for the bond?
$15,000?
Yes.
Sure. All right, Mr. Laird, you can have your conversation with your attorney when session is over. We've got other hearings to continue with. You're excused, sir.
That's way too much.
Your Honor, Mr. Laird would like to ask for the court to reconsider the bond. He emphasizes that he does have employment, and that he doesn't have any criminal history. So given that, we would just ask for the court to reconsider the bond amount.
Mr. Laird, I'm not going to reconsider. You'll have to talk to your attorney about the situation and have your attorney file a motion to amend. Defense counsel, you'll have to talk to him after session.
Thanks.
What is your full name, sir?
Chance Neopur.
You had a felony warrant for your arrest for charges involving September 30th, 2025. Charges involving theft of means of transportation, armed robbery with a deadly weapon, and misconduct involving a weapon. I'm an inner pleas of not guilty, quash the warrant. Let you know that you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor regarding her bond recommendation, and then your attorney. Ms. Smith?
Yes, Your Honor. The state acknowledges that this is a Superior Court appearance warrant, but the thing that is notable is the egregiousness of the charges. We have armed robbery with a deadly weapon, and this is what the court asked for in the bond recommendation, or I'm sorry, our office has asked for, which is the $25,000 plus the pretrial service.
Do you have any facts about what allegedly happened?
If Your Honor will give me a moment, I can find that for you.
Yeah, I have no information about what allegedly happened in this case. Defense counsel, your bond recommendation?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Nyonkuru has no prior felony convictions, no failures to appear. He has never been arrested in this matter, and so he was never aware of the court date or that he was issued or that a warrant was issued. He has spent 11 years in Tucson. He does have confirmed housing and employment, and his mother indicated that she'd be willing to assume third-party custody of him. And so, given those factors, I would ask for release to pretrial services.
Ms. Smith?
Yes, ma'am. Case summary. On December 30th, approximately 1:53 a.m., officers were dispatched to a stolen vehicle in progress located on Oracle. The victim advised that he was approached earlier that night by two defendants, one being the defendant before the court today, who were sent by their boss to collect money from the victim. The money was owed for the vehicle that the victim had. The victim advised that the defendants were civil at first, and then they began drinking alcohol, and they began to become aggressive. The victim advised that both of the defendants had brandished firearms by holding them in their hands. The victim described that they began shoving him around. The victim advises that he was going to pay them, and he went to an ATM. While there, the victim advised that the defendants continued to be confrontational and to the point that he did not feel safe. The victim got back into his car and drove to Oro Valley. The victim stopped at a Speedway gas station, in which the defendants continued to exchange words with the victim. The victim heard someone on the phone say, "Just take the car." The victim advised that he drove onto Oracle Road, and the defendants followed him. The victim had stopped at Home Depot, where the defendants also stopped. He was then one of the defendants confronted the victim while the defendant before the court stayed in his vehicle and demanded the keys as he pushed the victim around. The victim then provided the keys to that defendant, knowing that he had a firearm. And that particular defendant left the area in the victim's car, and the defendant before the court left in the vehicle that he and the other defendant followed him in. Officers located the vehicle on Oracle Road and attempted a traffic stop. The officer activated his lights and sirens. The vehicle drove at a high rate of speed. The vehicle lost control and crossed over the meridian into Oracle traffic. Then the original defendant exited the vehicle and ran into the desert area. Officers located a firearm on the driver floorboard of that vehicle.
So who fled the vehicle?
It wasn't Mr. I'm sorry. I'm just going to call you Chance because it's hard to pronounce your last name. So it's saying that Chance was the one in the following vehicle. The other co-defendant is the one that was in the stolen vehicle and was later found in the desert area.
All right, thank you. All right, so Mr.
Yes, ma'am.
Mr. Nyonkuru, your bond is set at $20,000. No contact with the alleged victim in this case. Don't go to where that person lives or works. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. You're not allowed to possess any firearms or weapons. February 2nd, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. is your arraignment date. Your attorney will be in touch with you soon. Thank you. You're excused. What is your full name, please?
Waylon Orozco,
What's the middle name, sir?
James.
You have been arrested and accused of the crimes of unlawful possession of a dangerous drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in getting released from jail custody now and learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date?
Yes.
All right, Mr. Roscoe, I'm gonna release you to the supervision of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitoring treatment they recommend. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs while in your release status. Your first hearing is called a STEPS hearing. It's on February 3rd, 2026 at 9 a.m. You must be present for this hearing date. If you're not present, you may no longer be eligible for this special diversion program and a warrant could issue for your arrest. Defense counsel, you waive time limits for the preliminary hearing.
Yes, Your Honor.
Preliminary hearing is set March 11th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. Mr. Roscoe, you also had a case in warrant status out of South Tucson Municipal Court. It was for a charge of theft from September 12th of 2018. Sir, you've got to appear in court to resolve this case. I mean, I could hold you, but I'm not. I'm going to allow you to be released so that you can appear on your own in South Tucson Court, January 26th at 10 a.m. If you don't appear, another warrant's going to issue for your arrest. You also have warrants for your arrest out of state court for a shoplifting case and a criminal trespass and resisting arrest case. You also have to appear in court, sir. These warrants went out on January 20th, 2021. I'm going to allow you to appear in city court to resolve your case, February 20th, 2026 at 9:30 a.m. If you don't appear, more warrants will issue for your arrest. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
Ari?
What is your full name, sir?
Adi Jonathan Pelayo.
You're charged with kidnapping, domestic violence kidnapping charge, domestic violence assault, which is a misdemeanor, domestic violence criminal damage, which is a misdemeanor. I'm going to enter pleas of not guilty. Let you know you do have a constitutional right to remain silent to be represented by an attorney. There is an attorney who is seated next to you representing you for this morning's hearing. I'm going to hear first from the prosecutor's office regarding her bond recommendation, and then I will hear from your attorney, Ms. Smith.
Yes, Your Honor, the state is requesting a $50,000 bond plus pretrial services. I realize that the only charge that is a felony is the DV kidnapping. However, during that kidnapping, Your Honor, the defendant is alleged to have hit the victim multiple times with the closed fist, striking her head against a car window. In addition to that, Your Honor, the defendant has a significant prior felony history and two misdemeanor domestic violence convictions. And so for those reasons, the state has asked for the $50,000 bond plus pretrial services.
Defense counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Pelayo has no recent failures to appear. He is a lifelong resident of Tucson. He is employed full-time and has confirmed housing. If released, he would be monitored by both probation and pretrial services to assure court appearances and compliance with release conditions. And so given that, we would ask for release of pretrial services.
Mr. Pelayo, because of your arrest history and your conviction history, your bond is set at $50,000. You are not allowed to have any contact with this victim. Do not call her, text her, social media her. If you were to get released, you are not allowed to go to her residence or work location, commit no further acts of domestic violence, possess no firearms or weapons. Public Defender's Office is appointed to represent you. Your preliminary hearing is set February 4th at 1:30 p.m. Your attorney will be in touch with you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Anything?
What is your full name, please?
Timothy Roy Westy.
You have been arrested and accused of the crimes of unlawful possession of narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia. It appears, I'm going to appoint the public defender's office to represent you. You may be eligible to participate in a diversion program called STEPS that requires you to participate in a plan specific to your needs for a short time. If you choose to participate and complete the program, these felony drug accusations in your arrest report will be permanently dismissed without you ever being formally charged. Are you interested in learning more about the STEPS program at your next hearing date?
Absolutely.
All right, it looks like you're on release status on a pending felony case. Smith, your bond recommendation?
Your Honor, the state's bond recommendation was $500 plus pretrial services. This is based off the nature of the charges and the NCA FTA scale. So we would ask for that.
Defense counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Westhafer is STEPS eligible. He does not have any prior felony convictions, and he has been in Tucson for 41 years. We would ask for release to pretrial services.
Mr. Westhafer, you're not even supposed to be picking up new charges. Looks like you have a pending felony case. And then you picked up these new charges. Your bond is set at $500 plus release to pretrial services. If you're able to post that bond, you must comply with any monitored treatment as directed by pretrial services. You are not allowed to drink any alcohol or take any illegal drugs. Your first hearing date's called a STEPS hearing. It's on February 3rd, 2026 at 9 a.m. You must appear if you're out of custody, if you post that bond. If you're in custody, you'll see a judge on that day. And your preliminary hearing is set February 4th, 2026 at 1:30 p.m. You also, sir, had a warrant for your arrest at a Marana Municipal Court. It was for a drug paraphernalia case from August 9th, 2025. I'm going to quash the warrant, release you. February 25th at 10 a.m. is your next court date in Marana. I'll let Marana Court know that you're currently in custody on the felony matter. You are excused. Thank you. Ajo Jail, are you ready?
Yes, Judge, you're ready.
All right. So what's your name at the Ajo Jail, please?
Mrs. Baca.
Ms. Baca, you are charged with a domestic violence criminal damage charge. I'm going to enter plea of not guilty. And you do have a constitutional right to remain silent, to be represented by an attorney. And I believe your attorney is still on. Hopefully she's still there. All right. Is the attorney there?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. And I'm going to hear the prosecutor's office is okay with your release of the supervision of pretrial services. I will follow that recommendation, release you to the supervision of pretrial services. You must comply with any monitored treatment they recommend. While you're on release status, do not commit any further acts of domestic violence. Do not drink any alcohol. Do not take any illegal drugs. Public defender's office is appointed to represent you. And your preliminary hearing is going to be February 17th, 2026 at 10 a.m. Hold on, let me look at something really quick.
Okay.
All right, yeah, February 17th at 10 a.m. is your preliminary hearing. You'll get your paperwork, ma'am. Thank you, you're excused. Good luck to you. Yeah,
Just give me around that case as well.
okay. Looks like there's also a new charge of domestic violence and disorderly conduct from yesterday's date. I'm gonna enter plea of not guilty. Let's see. Looks like the same factual basis. Not sure.
If my partner wants to drop these.
Ms. Baca, looks like you have a misdemeanor charge for domestic violence and disorderly conduct. Same incident, same factual statements. So I'm not really sure what's going on there. When you talk to your felony attorney, let him know that you picked up this misdemeanor charge, and then you can talk to your attorney about any questions you have, and maybe they can figure out what's going on there. For your misdemeanor matter, I'll release you. Don't commit any further acts of domestic violence. Your arraignment date on your misdemeanor matter is going to be February 3rd at 9 a.m. Talk to your attorney about your cases. You are excused. Thank you.
Thank you.